Hello everyone, Enrique here coming to you from the KLCC Park in Kuala Lumpur. You can see behind me right there, I don't know if you can see there, let's see, we got it right there, yes, the Petronas Towers right behind me. And today we're here to talk about Bangkok. I know, this is crazy, we're in Kuala Lumpur and we're talking about Bangkok, but now we are 3 countries into Asia. We have been in Asia now for a total of 6 months. We spent 3 months in Thailand, mainly in Bangkok. We spent 2 months in Cambodia, and now we've been here just for half a month in Kuala Lumpur. And so far, I'm loving Asia. It's an incredible place, and I want to tell you my first impressions. Between the 3 countries, Thailand, Malaysia, and Cambodia, I know everyone's gonna have a different opinion, but I definitely have a favorite. So far, I love Thailand the most. It's had the most things to do, we had the most fun, and we enjoyed our time there the most. So let me tell you why. Coming into Asia for the first time, I was I wouldn't say nervous, but skeptical. I didn't know what to expect. Just looking at documentaries growing up, my impression of Asia was always to be this very undeveloped place, with the exceptions of maybe South Korea and Japan. Everywhere else was going to be very poor, very undeveloped, and in a way kind of dangerous. Especially me traveling with my girlfriend Danielle, I was worried for her safety, so I didn't know what to expect. For everyone like me considering a trip to Asia, what I can tell you is there is absolutely no reason to worry, no reason to panic, because what we found in Thailand, in so far in 3 countries, has been the complete opposite of what the documentaries and the news make it out to be. Thailand is amazing. What a beautiful country, especially Bangkok. Coming out of the airport, the first thing you notice is like super developed. There's high rises everywhere, massive highways, 2-3 stories high, cars, trains going everywhere. And all of this is happening amongst millions and millions of people going everywhere, super busy. And I think one of the really cool things about some of these countries being developed recently, and by recently I mean the last 20-30 years, is that a lot of the stuff they've built is still fairly new. Like the roads, the highways, the airport, the hospitals, the buildings, they're all brand new. Compare that to the United States or Europe, where sometimes the subways have been around for over 100 years in some of the countries in Europe. You have airports and highways that are falling apart and full of holes. Over here, everything seems to be very, very new. Also, very green. And the people are amazing. People are so friendly in Thailand. So people are so friendly in Bangkok. Now, not everyone speaks English. Let's just start with that. You know, if you're expecting that everyone's going to be able to communicate with you in English, you're in for a surprise. When it comes to young people, if you run into a younger generation, I don't know, someone less than 30 years old that works in something tourism related, either a restaurant or a bar or a hotel, they probably will speak English and they'll probably be able to communicate with you. But most of the other people don't speak English, but they're so friendly and so eager to help that they will give you the time and go through the process with you using Google Translate. Google Translate has been a lifesaver for me in Thailand. Now, the city is very, very easy to get around. Public transportation is phenomenal. You have multiple options. You have tuk-tuks, which are this like mixture between a motorcycle, a car, a golf cart, and a huge amount of crazy, all mixed together into this fun thing that you can catch from, you know, point A to B, and it's gonna cost you like $3 or $4. I'll show you a small clip as we're watching so you can see what a tuk-tuk is. But it's a lot of fun to go on a tuk-tuk. Then those are really cheap. Obviously, you always have taxis, but then you have buses. Buses are very affordable. You're looking at less than $1 per trip. And in trains, you have 2 systems. You have the subway, which goes under the ground. It takes you anywhere within the city, multiple lines, tons of stations, very easy to get around the city center. And then you have the sky trains, and they're very affordable. You're looking at $1 to $2 per trip. And if you want to get an Uber, which over here in Thailand, they mostly use a service called, or in Asia, they mostly use a service called Grab, which is the equivalent of Uber or Lyft. but you can get from one side to the other of the city for $5 or $6, which is very, very cheap. So transportation is very easy. Now the city is very walkable. You can walk anywhere in the city and it's very, very safe. And I mean extremely safe. There were multiple times when Danielle and I left the restaurant or a show or coming out of the movies, and it was, I don't know, 11, 12 at night, maybe even 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were able to walk home in the dark in the night, and we felt completely secure, safe, no issues. And it's so safe that Danielle, who by most accounts, she's pretty shy when it comes to walking out by herself, she felt comfortable going shopping, going to the supermarket, going about and doing different things in the city completely by herself without me needing to come with her. Now, let's talk about prices. Thailand is very, very cheap compared to Europe and compared to the United States. And I'm not just talking about hotels and activities, I'm talking about everything, the food. If you're walking down the street, you could usually get a meal for $1, $2. If you're not picky, you can even get it for less than $1. Although sometimes you might want, you don't necessarily know exactly what you're getting. But food is very, very cheap. We do a lot of grocery shopping and cooking. So grocery shopping, buying anything we want, good brands, good quality food. You're looking at maybe $50 a week for 2 people at the grocery supermarket, which is very, very affordable. Apartments are also great. You can get a very, very high quality, almost luxury, fully furnished apartment through Airbnb for a whole month for maybe $600, which is, I mean, we just came from Miami before Thailand, and you're looking at, I don't know, $3,000 for anything that is anywhere near downtown, $3,000 compared to $600 for something really nice, close to the city center, and with access to a train station, fully furnished, with AC, a kitchen and everything. So everything is very affordable. Another couple of interesting things about Thailand that I didn't know before we got here is, number one, is that they drive on the opposite side of the road to the United States. They drive like the British. So at first, you have to be extra careful when you cross the street, because usually you don't remember that and you look the other way and then you almost get run over. And talking about driving, the driving in Thailand is very crazy, very chaotic. People in Thailand drive like they just robbed the bank. Everyone at the same time, all the time. And there are so many motorcycles everywhere, and for motorcycles, it's a free-for-all. So never mind the roads and the traffic laws, they go everywhere. They go on the sidewalks, they go up into businesses, out of businesses, they cut through the grass. Motorcycles are like bicycles in Thailand. They can literally do and will do anything just to save a couple seconds. So you have to be very, very careful with that. It makes for very, very good entertainment, especially if you're on a tuk-tuk and you're driving around and you see all these people doing all this crazy stuff, shenanigans. It's fun to watch. Money, let's talk about money. So the exchange rate in Thailand, last time I checked, was 34 to 1, which means that when you go shopping at the beginning or you buy something, it completely throws you off. Especially when you go grocery shopping. I remember the first time we went grocery shopping, I don't know, it should have been like around $50, but you're trying to pay and they say, no, it's not $50, they say $1,500, and you're like, what? You're all confused, freaking out, but then you do the math and yeah, it's just $50. But you have to constantly remember that the exchange rate is 30 to 1. Now, something interesting is that they accept cards everywhere. Credit cards, debit cards, they're accepted everywhere. I would say even more widely accepted than they would in the US. So you don't really have to carry cash unless you want to eat from some of the food vendors on the streets, but almost every restaurant, almost every place accepts credit cards and debit cards, not American Express. I found that out the hard way because most of my credit cards are American Express. None of them are accepted anywhere in Thailand, so we mostly had to use Danielle's credit cards because she has Visa and MasterCard. So if you're planning a trip over here, make sure before you come, get a MasterCard or Visa. American Express, no good in this part of the world. What else? Okay, so this is very interesting. Tipping, okay? So people don't really tip in Thailand. Not only they don't tip, if you do it, they'll look at you weird. So there were a couple times, especially at the beginning, when I would leave, I don't know, 10%, 15%, 20%, and people, they thought that I was making a mistake and would like try to force me to take the money back, or they would look at me like, I don't understand, why are you giving me money? This is not something that we do. So I guess that's a positive, it saves you 20%, 15% on every meal or every service that you do. So that's an interesting thing. Another interesting thing about Thailand, and I probably talk about that now because Danielle is not with me, but there are women everywhere. I don't know what's going on in Bangkok, but the percentage of women versus men is completely skewed. And I'm talking everywhere. You get on the train station, you go to a shopping center, you take the bus, you walk down the street. I would say probably 70% of the city, or it feels like 70% of the city, are young women. And you're like, where are all the men? I mean, they have to be men somewhere, or you would think. It's just very young people. It's a very, very young city of mostly women. So if you're a single guy, I highly recommend you move to Thailand, especially in Bangkok, because your chances are going to be multiplied times a million. It's a matter of supply and demand. Something else that's really good about Bangkok is getting massages. They're very, very cheap. You can get a full body Thai massage for $5, $6, mostly anywhere in the city. Now, if you go to the fancy places inside of hotels, you're probably gonna pay more, 20 or 30, but the local massage places that you find on the side of the road or on the way to the supermarket or on the touristy places, you're looking at $5, $6, $7 for a full body massage for an hour, sometimes even 90 minutes. We got a couple of 90-minute massages for $6 each, which was amazing. So if you're in Thailand, you definitely have to take advantage of that because they not only are cheap, but they're really, really good. A couple of things that are very specific about Thailand and Bangkok. We visited during spring and summertime, and it was very, very hot every single day. I'm talking 95 to 105 degrees every single day, sometimes even 110. So between the hours of 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock, unless you have something very specific that you want to do or somewhere you have to be, you definitely want to stay indoors or maybe go to a supermarket somewhere where they have AC, because it's very, very hot and you get very, very sweaty because the humidity is very high. Now, especially someone like me, I sweat a lot. It's just a thing that I do. So I will walk out of the house and within, I don't know, 15 minutes, by the time we got to the train station, I was already drenched in sweat. Whoa! I almost fell. I'm walking around this park, which is, by the way, gorgeous. There's a lot to see here, but I'm not actually paying attention and I almost fell on that route over there. But anyways, I was talking about things about Thailand. Yeah, so it's very hot, especially during summertime. So if you can avoid it, I would avoid summer and come here during fall time. Probably would be a lot nicer. Another couple of things about Thailand that not necessarily negatives, but definitely worth to remember is the dairy is really expensive. So anything milk, cream cheese, ice cream, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Desserts is super expensive, and so is beef. I guess all the beef is imported, so everything beef related, it's gonna be very expensive. But pork and chicken are very, very cheap. My experience so far in Asia has been amazing, but Thailand takes number one so far. People have been very, very welcoming, and there is just so much to do. There are literally temples every 3 or 4 blocks. Some of them are unbelievably beautiful, and you're thinking, wow, this place is so amazing. It should be in every travel guide, but it's not, because they have hundreds, thousands of these temples. Going on tours is very affordable, especially if you're here for a short amount of time, let's say a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, and you want to explore the city. I recommend getting the Go City Pass. That's what we did. Go City is this huge company. They have offices and business all around the world in many of the world capitals. And the way they operate is that they take all the most famous and most common tours that people will want to do when they visit a city, and they put it all together into some sort of an unlimited plan where they, for 3 days, 5 days a week, once you buy their unlimited plan, you can access as many tours or do as many activities as you want. We did that. It wasn't particularly expensive. It worked out to be, I believe it was $180 each of us, and it gave us unlimited activities. And during that time, we did it for 5 days, and we ended up doing 16 activities during that time. We did the Mekong Railway Marker, which is super popular. We did the King Power Mahanakhon Tower. We went on 2 river cruises, one for the sunset and a dinner one. We went to a bunch of temples. We really got the most out of it. We did 5 days of non-stop from 8 o'clock in the morning almost until 11 at night. And because a lot of restaurants are included in this pass, we actually got, you know, meals and everything taken care of. So the whole day we were going around Go City and we got to explore the whole city. So I really recommend that you do that. I'm gonna put the description or the information for Go City on the description below, so you can click on that. Now, if you do click on it, I do get, I think it's 6% commission, so that helps the channel. But I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because we did it and it was great. We saved a lot of money and we had a lot of fun. So I recommend that you should do it. And if you're thinking about going to Thailand, if you're thinking about visiting Bangkok, I tell you, you got to do it at least once in your life. It's an amazing place, and everyone in Thailand will love you. They call it the land of smiles. They call themselves, Thai people call themselves Thailand, the land of smiles. And they're not lying about that. They're not bragging about it. Well, they are bragging, but it's true. Everyone is so friendly. Everyone's so cool. I love the Thai people. I love the culture. I think it has to do a lot with Buddhism. I believe, I'm quoting from memory, so I might be wrong, but I believe 98% or something along those lines of the people in Thailand are Buddhist, and it's a religion that really pushes the sense of community and helping each other and looking after one another and being respectful, and it shows. Everyone in Thailand will welcome you and make you feel at home, even if they just met you for the first time. So a shout out to all of our Thai subscribers and friends and everyone in Thailand that's watching this video. So thank you guys for having such an amazing country and making us feel at home. And for everybody else around the world, you gotta make it here. In any case, if you saw value, if you feel like this is a cool video and you enjoy what you're seeing, make sure you subscribe to our channel today so you can continue exploring around the world with us, and also make sure to like this video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.